From LED masks to microneedling pens, at-home devices are all the rage on social media. But are they actually worth it? Hi, I'm Dr. Jin, and today I'll be reviewing at-home beauty devices to see if they're actually worth it and effective. There's so many at-home devices being talked about online, so let's go over 3 of the most popular devices that we have today. So the 3 at-home devices that we'll be talking about today, first are LED masks, 2 are microneedling pens or stamp devices, and last but not least, microcurrent devices. These 3 types of devices have gained a lot of popularity recently. 1, because they're relatively cheap. They're inexpensive compared to professional treatments. 2, they're convenient to use. You can use them at home on your own time. But the big question here is, do they really work? So let's get into it and find out. The most popular LED mask trending on social media right now would be the Omnilux. This is a flexible red light mask that you can basically put over your face. They claim it works for acne, skin rejuvenation, wrinkles, kind of like anti-aging. So in general, red light therapy works really well for these things. Red light therapy in general works really well overall for skin rejuvenation with texture and tone. In particular, where red light therapy works really well is for wrinkles as well as for inflammatory conditions. With respect to acne and things like that, typically blue light therapy is indicated, but red light therapy does help as well. The one thing to keep in mind if you're considering any type of red light mask therapy, especially the at-home ones, is the type of energy or the level of energy that it's putting out. If it's not putting out enough energy, though it can look like it's really strong because of the redness and the light it puts out, it's not going to really have that much of an effect. Next, moving on to microneedling pens or stamps. These have been around for many, many years. So the thing to keep in mind is 1, the depth or the length of the actual stamps or the needles that you're using. You typically don't want to use anything longer than 0.5 millimeters. The primary reason being, if you go too deep, you can actually cause a lot of damage. Being at an at-home device, sometimes we feel very safe knowing, oh, I can just do it at home every single day. And you think you're getting good results and you're causing good things happening, but in reality, you can cause a lot of scarring and unwanted side effects. So really be careful about that. Secondly, with microneedling devices is the sterility. Okay, a lot of times the stamps or the rollers that we use, you want to make sure that you're able to clean those. And ideally, these are one-use time only, but a lot of companies are coming out with these fancy rollers that you are able to use over and over and over again. And this is where you want to be careful, because if you have certain conditions like acne or things like that, you can actually spread it and cause worse conditions. Lastly, we're going to talk about microcurrent devices. These are things that are popping up on social media where you have someone nice and young looking doing one side of their face and all of a sudden it's all pulled up like they got a brow lift or a facelift. To a certain extent, these things do work. But you also have to realize that a lot of times these results are very temporary, so you have to use them on a consistent basis. Again, the big thing that you want to look out for is the level of energy or output that they're rated for. If you use a device that's very weak, doesn't have enough output, you're not going to see any results. Whereas if you have something that has too much power, too much output, again, you can cause harm, you can cause damage to what you're doing. So really be careful and look out for the right device for you. So how do we decide on which device to pick? Whether it's an LED mask to a microneedling pen or a stamp or a microcurrent device, buyer beware. Always look for something that has an FDA clearance, that's ideal. Also read the reviews. Don't just believe what you see on social media, these before and after results that a lot of times are doctored. They're not actually real, but actually read real reviews and pick the one that's right for you. So with that said, at-home devices can be great to add into your routine, something that you can use at home between your professional treatments. But again, make sure you do your research and buyer beware. And if you have questions, always consult and refer back to your professional or your physician and ask for their recommendations. If you've personally used any of these devices, both good or bad, feel free to leave your experience in the comments and follow for more.